Hello and welcome to the Conversation Hub of the Prime Star TV, where we speak with bold minds shaping Nigerian society and beyond in all aspects of life. But today, our focus is on the media, and we have brought a very important veteran journalist who will be doing justice to that. He has worked in many newspapers establishments, and he resigned from one of the major newspaper organizations in Nigeria as an editor before he decided to establish his own outfit where he publishes the tabloid. The tabloid is in two forms: hard copy and online. The society has also recognized what he has contributed in the field of journalism, and that was why he was conferred a chieftaincy title in Ogun State. He was a Baroyin of Itori in Ogun State, and the title was conferred by Oba Abdulfatai Akorede Akamo on April 6, 2019. My guest will be talking about issues that affect journalism in Nigeria, press freedom, what it takes to be a journalist, how risky that is, if it is risky to practice as journalist in Nigeria, among others. My guest is Tunde Busari. Mr. Tunde Busari, it is nice having you. Good to see you again.
Thank you. I welcome you to this place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
We are going to work within a very limited time. I know that you're a very busy person. This is the time that you do your production. And so, let me start this way.
Okay.
What drew you into journalism?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. I think without sounding immodest, let me say I was born to be a journalist. This might sound funny and unbelievable, but it was later I just realized it going by the panegyrics of my roots, of my family. I realized that anybody coming from my family has that trait of a reporter. Because in our panegyrics, they say, "Ọmọ ẹnu tí ẹnu ò gbọdọ̀ pa," meaning that it is your mouth you are going to use to become success in life. So, growing up as a pupil in a primary school, I just observed that I was always attracted by things happening around me. Those things were not my be of interest to my mates, but you find me there. I must find something attractive. Take for instance now, in 1976, when the head of state was killed, I mean General Muritala Mohammed, I was in primary 3 then. And suddenly, it was a Friday, suddenly we saw parents rushing down to the school, coming to, I say, I knew that my parents would be coming too. But
I jumped out of the window.
No, I went to dodge somewhere. I wanted to know why they were coming. Because it was an unusual occurrence.
Yes, it was. I remember
Parents didn't come yesterday, they didn't come on Wednesday, but they were just coming. What caused that influx of parents suddenly? So I hid somewhere, watching parents chasing their kids
and looking for them.
And I watched teachers running through. except the headmaster, Mr. Bukede, was just there, just stood at the front of it, because my classroom was on the same
Axis.
yes, with the headmaster. So it was easy for me to see the headmaster standing, Mr. something. So he stood at the front of his office.
Yeah, in Ibadan.
No, in Osogbo.
Okay, what's the name of the school?
John Mackay Primary School.
Okay.
Okeayepe, Osogbo.
Okay.
The school was founded by the Catholic.
Okay.
The school is still there up to now.
Okay.
So then it was later I just found my way home. And when I got home, my parents beat the hell out of me. That, where were you? Everybody was taking his kid and you are, and I told them,
where to be found.
So that experience taught me that maybe in the nearest future, I will become a journalist. I will become somebody who will pick interest in finding out things instead of relying on what people tell you.
Okay.
You want to know what actually happened. And this mindset followed me throughout my formative years. That in Osogbo, whenever any government officials was coming to the town, to the palace, you will find me there. And you will not only find me there, I must take a right position so that I will be able to see that person, see what is happening. And up to today, if you ask me some landmark incidents
that you can't forget,
when I can't, I will tell you the name, I will tell you the time, I will tell you the personalities involved, everything, everything. So you can see that my being in the media is just like a natural thing for me.
Okay.
And by the time I got to secondary school,
okay, what's the name of secondary school?
Muslim Grammar School.
Osogbo. Okay.
That's the first Muslim community-owned, Osogbo Muslim community-owned secondary school.
Okay, located where?
Okiosun. Incidentally, that school is now occupied by the Fountain University.
Oh, okay.
That is where you have Fountain University now.
Okay.
So our school has been relocated
somewhere else,
downward, about 200 kilometers from the former site, from the Fountain University.
Okay.
So, and incidentally, again, if you don't mind, I am the national president of the Old Student Association of that school today.
That secondary school?
That secondary school.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So when I was in secondary school, I had been exposed to reading newspapers because my understanding of the English language then had improved to the extent that I could relate with all daily newspapers.
So you've inculcated reading culture from your tender age?
Yes, because I knew what I wanted in life.
Okay.
I knew where I was going. I knew I would one day become a journalist, and I knew what it would take me. And what it would take me is to familiar myself
with the terrain.
With the terrain. And the terrain is reading newspaper. I was reading, just mention any newspaper.
Voraciously.
Yes, and I was reading and taking notes. In fact, there was a time, I think I wrote something on Facebook, and one of my younger brother now reminded me something. I never knew the guy was even taking notes. The guy said, when we were young, I would be reading newspaper and taking notes.
Journalist by birth.
So all these phrases, use of words, language, everything, I was reading them and memorizing some of them. So those big names then, I was familiar with them. And incidentally, that was around the time the National Concord was set up.
Okay.
That was 1980.
Okay.
So National Concord was new somehow, and
by MP Abiola.
By Abiola. So I wanted to, and the editors then, the fresh editors recruited then, they were part from established newspapers, from Daily Times, from New Nigeria. I think for instance, Dele Giwa came from Daily Times, Yakubu Mohammed came from New Nigeria, Epu came from the Chronicle in Calabar. And these are the people I was already...
The big names there in the media industry.
I was familiar with their articles then. Even though I wasn't on top of their the substance of the article, but I knew they were passing messages, and the little I could deduce, I was comfortable with them. So they assisted me greatly to build my own career consciously and to improve upon it.
Now, if I show now that you start mentioning some names that influenced you, do you have other names that, that actually influence you in the profession?
Yeah, I have names like Babamaye Olubado today, Oloyelekan Alabi.
Oh,
Oloyelekan Alabi, yes. When he was in the sketch, it was in the entertainment. I like to read him, and people.
The former CPS to Chief Bolagi then.
Yes, so about 5 governors
that he served.
Yeah, that he served then. So I was familiar with him. I was familiar with Chief Segun Osoba, Baba Felix Adenaike, Baba Ajayi, Peter Ajayi, yeah, of sketch. Yeah. Adenaike was Tribune. Osoba was first Tribune. Okay. Later Eraj. Okay. In Iloni, and later managing director.
Yeah, Daily Times. During the time of Shonaike too.
Yeah. So I was familiar, and the former governor of Ogun State is late now.
Onabanjo. Bisi Onabanjo.
Bisi Onabanjo. I was familiar with this article, Ayekoto, and Tai Solari on Sunday Tribune. His article on State of the Nation, I was familiar with. I was just reading everything, just to improve my understanding of English language. And to the extent that I lost interest in mathematics completely. It was English.
Okay. So you read English?
No, okay. I didn't even read journalism.
Okay.
It was later I studied journalism.
Okay. So what was your first
Yes, I read history and international relations.
Which school?
That's Obafemi Awolowo University.
Oh, that is Great Ife. The Aluta.
Yes. I'm a product of Aluta.
Okay.
So if you see element of
activism
in me, I think OAU molded me that way. So there is no regret.
There's no regret in you going into journalism?
No. There's no. Journalism is about service to humanity. You know, you are in this profession not to make money, really. You are in the profession to serve people who will not have the opportunity you have to access stories. There are a lot of things ordinary people cannot access in terms of news, in terms of events happening. But because of your position as a news person, you are there, you are assigned there. And whatever you see there, you bring it to these people to read.
I mean, if you're to talk about the journalism of then and journalism of now, what will you say?
No. There's a lot of remarkable differences now. In fact, the journalism of then, if I had seen the journalism of today then, perhaps I might have changed my decision.
Of not going into the profession?
Yes.
Why?
God bless you. The journalism we had then was laid on ethics. And when you are talking of ethics, it means a lot. Sacrifice, devotion, commitment, suffering, if need be. Because we have some of our guys who have been thrown into prison because of doing their job. So sacrifice, in the sense that at times you have to sleep over in the office. At times you have to go through pains to bring out the stories. In fact, something happened to me yesterday.
Okay.
Just yesterday, I needed to interview somebody.
Okay.
A lady who is working in a media organization. Do you know that I had to persuade this lady to grant me interview?
She didn't want to do that?
Honestly.
Why?
And after I had persuaded her, taking a photograph, it was a tug of war. I had to persuade her again. I said, see now, I cannot go without taking your photograph now. Do you want readers to see my stories as a fiction?
Yeah.
No, they must see the person that I spoke with now. So it took me time to persuade her to allow me to take a picture. Can you imagine that? So those are the kind of challenges we face in the course of serving people news. Now people will read that story tomorrow now and say, we enjoyed this interview. They wouldn't know what one went through to get that
story
interview done. So journalism back then was based on seriousness, on
commitment,
genuineness,
yes,
to serve
spirit to serve the
but
nation.
what we have today, no. What we have today is sad.
Okay.
Because journalism has become a black market, so to say. Everybody is just coming in, and you don't even need to complete secondary school before you. All you need is just an Android phone. You have it now. Just send anything out, and surprisingly, the mainstream media now professionally depend on these people we are talking about. These untrained people. Take for instance now, an incident is happening somewhere, and these people will just pick out their phone and they will take the shot and upload it on social media. They tag it breaking news. And truly it's breaking news. It is this news that major media houses,
mainstream media,
yes,
without investigating without the story, the event.
They also want to break the news now. You know, it has got to
that bad in Nigeria.
So what we are facing now is a serious crisis, and that is what I always tell people, that media is endangered.
Okay.
It is only God that can restore the real media we knew when we were growing up. Because because it's like everybody is now a reporter.
Dishing out wrong information, fake news, and so we'll be talking about unprofessionalism. Talking about so what you are saying is that most of the news that we read, in the newspapers, at times on the radio, TV, you're telling me that they are not correct. They are fake.
No, not all of them.
Okay.
No, but because when you are relying on what an unskilled reporter upload on social media without verifying it, and you just pasted it, or maybe you rewrite it and pasted it, it means if anything happens at the end of the day, if they dispute your story, you have nobody to blame than yourself. Because instead of you to take your time to verify that story, you pick a story from an unskilled person and you publish it. Then the blame must come to you, and it's happening everywhere now. It's happening. That is why you see major media houses doing retraction, and
tending apologies.
And it's not good for the image, for the integrity of a media house when you are known for tending apology every time. It's not good.
You've just talked about one of the challenges that the industry is facing.
It's facing now. New media.
Yes, can you talk about? Can you give us tell us more about the challenges that is confronting the media?
Yeah, the economy is another challenge.
Okay, how?
That one, because finance is the soul of any organization. If you don't have enough funds to power your organization, how is it going to move? And today, if you know the exchange rate between naira and dollar now, you will know that we are passing through a hell. To import newsprint from foreign country, because we can't publish without this newsprint. If you know the cost now, it is not only newsprint that we use to publish. We have ink, we import it too, and we have other materials
being imported.
Everything.
Nothing is manufactured here.
Nothing is here. So media, apart from the content, media is largely dependent on foreign items. And with the exchange rate, that is a serious. I'm not sure there is any media house that can even import newsprint directly now as it used to be. We have to go through the middlemen now. So and when you pass through middlemen, you know what it means. The prices are manipulated by you are not in charge.
Middlemen and all of that.
Yes, you are not in charge. So that is the and again the security operatives in this country, of course, Nigerian police is trying to be cooperative with the media. I remember during my time as a crime reporter.
Where I met you.
Yes, thank you. That's about 20
years back. Yes,
ago. We had cooperation of senior police personnel, CPs, but you still find out that there are some operatives who are not as cooperative to you. When you have a clue of a story, you go to them, they try to, because of their personal interest. I just want to use this medium to encourage the police authorities in Abuja to continue to sensitize their rank and files on the need to work collaboratively with the media. Because if you look at it substantially, media is helping the public to see the work the police is doing. But when the police is not cooperating in that direction, then there is something wrong there. So I want to use this opportunity to admonish the police authorities from the IG to the first PRO to continue to sensitize their men, to
cooperate with the journalists,
cooperate with the media, so that public will actually appreciate the work they are doing.
How do you see some of the population officers of the Nigerian police?
No, today.
Compared to then.
Unfortunately, that is the area I don't want to even go into.
No, but we need to also talk about this.
I don't want. There are some PRO who will not even attend to you. They will even pick your call. So, and when they pick your call, you will see that reluctance in their voice.
And arrogance.
And you now say, which kind of training did these people pass through?
The kind of the public relations they are offering.
They are doing a lot of damage to
the police force.
The force they claim to represent. So I want the higher authorities to do something about it. And it also again borders on sensitizing them, educating them on their role.
You just talked about the economy, and you talk about it from the perspective of the publishers.
Yeah.
How has that affected journalists? The journalists are employed. How can you tell us how it has affected them?
Thank you so much, my brother. When the hedge is bad, it's move downward. When you are having issue in importing materials to publish, there is no way it won't affect your workforce. Take for instance, you struggle to procure materials to publish. At the end of the day, you publish and the paper is not sold. I can't say precisely the number of copies each media houses print on daily basis, but I tell you, is the rate has dropped, and
significantly.
And despite that, they are not. At the end of the day, you will see the following day. You will see also copies being returned, and this one is going to people that sells akara. Then, how do you expect the media house to meet their financial obligations to their workforce? That is why today you see many media houses owing backlog of salary arrears because of this crisis. And this advert we are talking about too, of course, advert comes, but do they pay? As at when due? That's another crisis. Advert departments, personnel, they need to chase their clients about to collect the advert that has been published in the past 3-4 months. There is no way this will not affect the salary of the workforce. And again, the purchasing power in the country is weak now. Everybody is struggling even to afford daily meal. So you can't afford daily meal, then must you buy a newspaper? Buying newspaper will be the last thing. And if you say you are going online, like, you have to buy data too now. And you know, so it's a serious problem on the profession.
I see, I mean, we are both there. Media establishments not paying salary, journalists, they have to look for, means that are not really, the unspeakable means, and I don't know. And at times one wonder what the profession has done to. I don't know if journalists, that journalism that you were exposed to then, if it is what it is, if it is what it is today, do you think you will have gone for it?
I think I said this earlier. If I had seen today, then I would have
consider your position.
No, yes, I would have taken into something else.
What do you think you will have taken into? If you had not been a journalist, what would you have been?
Yeah, I could have studied law. I could have studied law. Yeah, apart from journalism, law is another profession I like because they are interrelated. So,
it's about humanity.
Yeah, it's about humanity. I could have studied law, but as I said earlier, there is no regret about it. The society has known me as a media person, and that is what I stand on now, and I shall continue to practice.
Have you ever been pressured, or threatened, about any particular story?
Yes, there was a particular one with a traditional ruler. It's about a land matter. I did a fair story.
Balanced story.
I spoke with the traditional ruler, and I spoke with the other sides too, and I published. I think that was 2009. I was working with the National Life then. So after the story had been published, I learned the traditional ruler was looking for me everywhere. He went to the correspondent chapel asking me about me.
To do what?
But the correspondent chapel then, they did very well. They sat Kabiyesi down. They educated Kabiyesi about the story. They now told Kabiyesi that, but Kabiyesi, if it is because of this story you are looking for this person, Kabiyesi, you forget it. This is a balanced story. Kabiyesi, did this person come to you? Kabiyesi said yes. Did he speak with you? He said yes. Is it what you told him that
he reported?
He said yes. Then Kabiyesi now said, I didn't know he would speak with the other side. Kabiyesi, please. So at the end of the day,
that would be unethical.
The Kabiyesi is late now. I learned, but after so I appreciate those people then for standing by me, even without my presence then. So I think that was the major story that exposed me to a threat or whatever.
What about in the office? Have you ever been pressured in the office about any particular story?
No.
Maybe to kill a story?
No, not to kill. No. You need to set a standard. Let people know what you
stand for.
What you stand for as a reporter. they used to call me Koniba when I was in Tribune.
Okay.
Many people didn't know the origin of that name.
Koniba.
Koniba. Koniba is a lawyer. A lawyer gave me that name. My editor assigned me to cover that lawyer's event in one of Osun State's town. So after the event, the lawyer was chasing me. He wanted to give me envelope. I now said, no, I'm going. He now said, before the man turned back had disappeared, I returned to Ibadan. So on Monday, it was a Saturday, on Monday, that lawyer now came to my editor. And now the editor now came to me and said, hey, this is the man. This man is a different journalist. So I was chasing him with money. And he said, no, in fact, let's be calling him Koniba.
That's quite interesting.
But honestly, the truth of the matter is that since I started this profession, I studied the ethics that for you to have your peace, for you to maintain your peace, you have to balance your story. If I don't get the other side, I won't publish. And my correspondents, they know this. They know that if they can't give me the other side of their story, there is no way their story won't go. And I stick to that till today. So I don't experience any threat from anybody up to today.
Can you talk about the story that you wrote, you authored, and you're most proud of?
There are many. I think one that I think I can point out is the one on Baba Alafin.
Okay.
The late Alafin.
Obalamidi
Olayiwola Adeyemi. And the Awujale of Ijebu.
Ijebu, yes. I think Ijebu.
Obasikiru.
Okay, Adetona.
You know, something happened 2019 or thereabout. Yes, 2019. Baba Alafin used to tell me a lot of things during our private conversations about national issues, about his relationship with other traditional rulers, all sorts of things. So that day, he now told me that Baba Awujale will celebrate his birthday, you know, and he said he will go because if there is any traditional ruler, Baba Alafin respected his Awujale. They had this bond. Yes, very strong bond.
Wow.
Yeah. So if Baba Alafin is angry now and Baba Awujale call him, that is the end.
Wow.
Yeah. So he now told me, and he has told me all this background. I now said to myself that, and I will make Baba to shine at that birthday.
Okay.
That's because of how he had presented Baba Awujale to me. Do you know what I did? I now go to the office. I went to my editor. I told him that I have an interview. Balafin. He said, go ahead. So I now took out my jotter because whenever I was Balafin, I will always go with the jotter. Whatever he's saying, I will please. I just went to one of my jotters. I just searched, and I saw some of the wow. I turned it to interview. I published it on that same day of Baba Awujale's birthday. Baba Alafin didn't know until when people were calling. I didn't even tell him. People were now coming to him. He sat beside Baba Awujale on the high table. The Awujale chiefs. We were now thanking him. Baba Alafin, we saw your hand.
Thank you.
But he didn't know. So somebody now said, Baba, we enjoyed that your interview in Tribune. About the first shock interview. I didn't do interview that, but he couldn't say it out. He now asked his PA to go and bring the
paper.
And he bought Tribune every day. So the guy now brought it and now saw it, 2 pages. So on his way back to you in the evening, he now called me. Today, my name is not Today, you made me shine today. Today, you made me shine today. So when I now got to him the following day, I said, he was now praying. He was now praying. But today, when did we have this interview? I said, Baba, you used to tell me a lot of things. So, as my profession requires, I should be able to make out something
out of it.
And he said, and it's so accurate. Wait, but you didn't record now. Did you record? I said, no. Wait, but I kept that note on my head and I jotted it. Wow. Baba, I love it. He now prayed for me. So that's that particular one. I think the second one was another traditional ruler too. The Oba that gave me the Baroni title.
Okay.
You know, the day we met, we had an issue, and along the line, we made up, and I turned that issue to a story. So when he read the story, he was shocked. He now called me that I should see him the following day. So when I got to him, he now said, hey, this man, how did you do it? But I fought you, now that's me. But I said, Kabiyesi, but I didn't fight you, I can't fight Kabiyesi. He now called his Olori. Olori, come, that guy is here, come and see. So the Olori came and greeted me, you know, from today you are my Baroni.
Wow.
That was November 2018, you know. So along the line, I thought it was a joke, but 3 or 4 months after, he just asked me to go and prepare for my installation.
How risky is it to practice journalism in Nigeria?
It's risky. It's risky in the sense that many people don't want what they do to be made public. And making what people do behind the camera is the assignment of a reporter. And when you make what they do behind the curtain public, of course, you are a threat to them. So they go after you. And we have seen a series of cases of our colleagues who have been a victim of molestations, harassment, imprisonment, and even death. You know, so in a society like ours, where anything goes, you know, it is not a free society to practice real journalism. What you can only do to save yourself is if you can't beat them,
you join them.
So you play safe, as we say on the football pitch.
Can you tell us about the moment you decided to start your own outfit?
Yes, having my own outfit has been my lifetime dream. As a matter of fact, when I set out to be a journalist, my mission was that one day I will also publish my own copy. So when I was moving from different media houses to another, it wasn't that I didn't know what I was doing. As a matter of fact, I knew what I was doing. What I was doing was that I needed different experiences from different places, so that when I become a man of myself, all these experiences will be brought together. So, and in fairness to you, I'm very happy and thank God that I took that decision, that I didn't stay put in a particular media houses for long. So all those experiences from different media houses, they are helping me today. I had that opportunity to stay long in particularly Sunday Punch then, because I had some privileges as a crime correspondent for Sunday Punch. Within a short time, I was employed. I made the difference. And the company was showing that not only acknowledgement, but appreciation of what I was doing. I was the only person that was receiving the How much was it? My BT, my monthly BT. I mean, my monthly BT was the highest that Sunday Punch then, because the management just felt that I was mobile. I was not. I was in Lagos office, but my stories cut across up to Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, Osun, Ekiti every week. So I wasn't the type that would just go to Ikeja, Abi Panti. If I had settled for Panti and Ikeja, I could always fill my pages. But no, I wasn't comfortable with it. I wanted to go to different commands. And so with that, the Punch management rewarded me for it. So if I decided to end my career there, I had the opportunity. I remember when I was resigning, my editor insisted that no, my editor then was Kashmir Ibokwe. As a matter of fact, he reported me to his editor colleague, the Saturday Punch editor, who happens to be the MD now, Mr. Adeyeye Joseph. You know, so Mr. Joseph called me and said, "Tunde, what is happening? Your editor came to me and said, I had to move." So what am I saying is that if I had decided to just say, because Punch was comfortable for me, it was like my natural habitat. The salary, everything, the work condition, everything, you know. Of course, many people are complaining that Punch is not, but during my time, I enjoy working there. So going through different places really helped me to publish my paper today. So publishing today is what I actually desire, what I planned for. So when I was leaving Nigerian Tribune, I remember that when I was with the editors and the MD on my last day, so I told them, this has been my dream, and the MD prayed for me that I will succeed. And incidentally, the first edition of the tabloid.net was printed in Tribune 1 month after I left. I left in August 2020. The first edition of the tabloid came out September 2020. Yeah.
What does it take to run digital newspaper?
It's not. It's not easy. It depends on what you actually want. You know, if you want to follow the crowd, you know, it's simple. It's just to look for general stories, you copy, you paste it, and that's the end. But no, I didn't plan to follow the crowd. With due respect, I plan to do something different. I plan to invest on exclusive stories.
Okay.
Stories that people will read and say, no, this paper is different from others. So you know, so it's expensive really. But since I don't have another job, I thank God we are still weathering the storm.
So how are you coping? And beside that, you also have hard copy.
Yeah.
In this age, what makes that fashionable to you?
We can say that hard copy is going out of fashion, really, because going by the number of copies media houses even print on daily basis and the number of unsold they record. But it doesn't mean that hard copy is still irrelevant completely. No, we have some people who insist that they must have that hard copy. I call these people conservative readers.
Okay.
But they are not really. There is a feelings when you hold a hard copy, a tangible copy, and it gives you that urge to want to read. Unlike the text on the phone, you know, you take it, you are not that inclined to want to read because it's like you are reading a text message or whatever. But when you have hard copy, you flip through different pages, you know, you want to read. And again, some people still believe that having hard copy and keeping them in their library, especially lawyers now. Lawyers, they go for hard copies, and of course, some of them say they have migrated to online, but core lawyers still go for hard copy to keep in their library.
Do you think that internet has made journalism freer or more dangerous?
It makes it more dangerous. Maybe it is two ways. Internet makes it easy now. Take for instance now, without copy and paste, you can generate your story idea through internet, particularly through Facebook. This is what we do. We go when we have crisis on some of our pages. We go through social media. We look at some trending issues. So we just dig further. We don't copy the fresh issue and paste it on our paper. What we do is that you reach the story, and you assign your reporters. You go and talk to this person on that subject.
So it becomes new.
Yes,
you're having your facts.
They give you a fresh angle.
Yes.
And in depth. So in that respect, internet is a blessing.
It has become a source of information, so to say.
Even if it is
but it is necessary to work on that information.
Even if it is a fake news, you still have that
element
opportunity to work on that fake news by doing your own further investigation to it.
And either to say it is correct or it is not. It's still a piece about information.
If your investigation confirm it that the story is real, you go ahead and do it. But if your findings reveal that it is not right, stop it.
What keeps you going when things are very tough?
It's determination and God. Determination and God. So that is it.
What's your message to the next generation of Nigerian journalists?
The message is very simple. If they want to practice journalism, they must be ready for it. Ready for it in the sense that they must be ready to sacrifice. They must be ready to take unfamiliar route. Because if you say you want to do what others are doing, at the end of the day, you will just end up being an average person. So to be an outstanding journalist, you have to go beyond the ordinary, so that you'll be able to stand out. And journalism is okay. Journalism is practiced from the cradle to the grave. And happily, you see some retirees now still coming out to do journalism. Chief Segun said something the other time during one of the interviews. He said, at my age, Chief Osoba is in his 80s. He still reports. If he travels out and he just sees some things, he just it's a report. He will do it. Before you know it, go to his Facebook page.
He's already there,
And all our Ogato, they are doing it. And that is the beauty of the journalism. If once you have it in your blood, it will be there till you breathe your last.
What support do you think that people out there should give to journalists?
The support they should give us is by making themselves available for interviews. When journalists approaches you for an interview, if you don't have anything to hide, why not? Make yourself comfortable, make journalists comfortable, and open up. In fact, that particular one is key, because a reporter can easily be frustrated when your supposed host is playing stubborn. You know, it's not right, and you can't go back to your editor and be making excuse. Excuse can never fill a page. So please help these reporters by opening up to them, and if they help, you still have that right to take them to court. If what you told them is not what the public, you have your right to them. So, and again, I want you guys, while a reporter is recording you, you also take the advantage of your phone and record yourself, so that if
anything
happens to you, you have your evidence. So that is it.
Well, what's your last message to your colleagues and to the government?
My message to my colleagues is to remain steadfast on the job and just do it right always. Money might not come today. God that created us will not forget us. Money is important, is key, but at the same time, we should understand that our profession is sacred. We are responsible to the underprivileged of the society, who are in the majority. So every news we do, we must put these people at the back of our mind that we are serving them. So don't let us say because somebody has not given me money, so I can't publish this. So no, do your work and let's see what God can do. And God will do it. You might not be a billionaire or whatever, but God will do it.
Mr. Tunde Busari, I'm really happy to be with you and thank you for sparing your time to have this chat.
I appreciate you too. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. Our viewers, this is the end of our conversation with Mr. Tunde Busari, a veteran journalist, and I'm sure you will have learned one or two things about the media industry. Of course, he has given an insight into what it takes to be a journalist and what the industry is all about. Now, let me appeal that please continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't just watch our videos. Please subscribe, comment, and like our videos. And this is the only thing that can give us that feedback that we want. And we will always be there to serve you. Thank you. Till we come your way again, it is goodbye.